All right, welcome to another episode of your Real Estate Live talk show every Wednesday at noon on Facebook. You know me, I am João Carlos Correa. I'm always here on Wednesdays, and I'm looking forward to having you join with us at any time and ask questions, consult us. Okay, I bring you a ton of content on an open space for free real estate consultation. So it is always a good opportunity for you to come in and ask us questions. And I always try to bring a special guest who I will interview for you and add a lot more content to our show. Okay, so today I have this beautiful creature. She's very creative. She's been 8 plus years in the real estate now. I think she can add a whole lot to this show. She is a mother of a young boy, and she is a top star real estate agent here in Houston, Texas. I present you Valerie Cruz.
Hi guys, I'm super excited. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for having me or coming to the show. I really appreciate when somebody steps up and says, "Hey, you know what? I'm excited. I would love to join the show." This is a startup podcast. It's
Yeah.
live, so do understand that what you say here won't be cut at all. Okay, there's
I
no
think I'm
cutting.
okay. I think I'm okay with
All
that.
right, good, good, good. I'm the one that needed to be trained quite hard on this because you probably already know me. I can I have an unfiltered brain, and all the times I have to kind of like filter everything.
I learned that straight from the jump. I did.
Exactly. But hey, be prepared for me to ask a whole lot of questions today, by the way. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
This show here is what I wanted to do is have another real estate associate with me because we are going to be talking about a couple real estate questions such as how to become a real estate agent. Should you become a real estate agent, right? That's a
Mhm.
real big question here. Also, um, and we're going to go over some real harsh details about real estate fees and what they have to do to become a real estate agent. All those things are really good questions that I think if there's anyone tuned in today, they're going to be able to figure it out exactly how they need to become a real estate agent. Okay, isn't that
Definitely.
cool?
Of
All right, are you
course.
ready for that, Valerie?
I
Do
think
you like to be
so.
called Valerie or just Val?
You know what? I feel like it's weird to hear you say Valerie because we've always called me
Okay.
Val.
Okay.
So
So
either works.
that
Either
was
works.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start by just what I wanted to do here is pull up my Facebook account where I can see the live. And then
Hmm.
if anyone that wanted to come in and start a conversation with us while we're doing this, okay,
Definitely.
I can answer any questions. And I also want to make sure that I am finding myself in here live live chat. Okay, here you go. So I do have the live chat open. Anybody that wants to ask questions, want to come in, I've also placed on the descriptions here a link that you can just join in. Don't be shy. Join in. Talk to me and Val. She would love to have you on as well as me and ask any questions. If you do not want to come in on the live Zoom stream, you can go ahead and ask questions. We'll try to answer on the go for you. Okay. So, Val, I definitely want to know a little bit more about you.
Okay.
Okay. And,
Well,
and that it's going to be great for the viewers out there, right?
sure.
Uh, so, what nationality are you? Like,
I'm Hispanic. Yes, I'm actually first generation. My family's from Mexico, so I'm first generation here, and I'm very proud of it. Very proud of
all right,
it.
first generation. So
Yeah.
a lot to accomplish here, and make your family proud, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely, and I think so far so good.
Okay, good, good. And
Yes.
do you speak Spanish?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay,
Definitely one
first
of my
generation
downfalls.
America, no Spanish. Oh my.
None. It's a downfall of mine that I'm working on. Yes.
Okay, I don't blame anybody because my kids, I don't know if they can speak Portuguese very well either.
Yeah, mine's like Spanglish. I like picking little things, but I'm working on it for sure.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, it is a great advantage for
Oh,
anyone that can speak multiple languages. You're going to have more clients that you'll be able to talk to, right?
oh yeah.
So I would consider Spanish, and I would consider even another language. I know, like for instance, Houston has a lot of Indians and a lot of Chinese. And I mean, what if you spoke those languages, man?
Can you imagine?
Could you
Yeah, I mean,
imagine the amount
you
of
just have
business you
such an
could have?
advantage.
It is an advantage. It is an
Yeah.
advantage, and likely those individuals would prefer to talk to somebody that speak their language. I know that when I deal with Brazilians, they're not talking English with me.
Oh yeah,
you
for sure. Yeah, definitely. And they
know
get
what I mean?
that like level of comfort that they can talk to you. They know what they're talking about. It's just easier. It makes things so much easier for them. So
Absolutely,
yeah, so
absolutely.
I'm
What
definitely
do you
working on that.
work on that? I
Yeah.
think you need to work on that. Okay,
Yes, that's like number one.
make your family proud that you speak Spanish, okay?
Yes.
And I'll try to do my best for my kids to speak Portuguese also.
Right. Maybe you can teach me while you teach them, okay?
Okay, well, that's
Two
fine.
for one.
Portuguese and Spanish class coming up here,
There you
please.
go.
Okay, so what do you do? What is a fun day like for you?
Fun for me. You know what? I feel like fun for me may not be fun for everyone else, but I love working out. Love working
Okay,
out. So for me, I feel like that's such a good start to my day, just to kind of get your head clear, good, clean mind, clean body, everything kind of start working, wake everything up. So I love that. Um, Anything outdoors, love it. Nature
okay.
hikes, nature walks, stuff like that. My little one, definitely have to keep him busy, so always outside running
Right,
around.
right.
Yes.
So if you wake up and you're able to accomplish all the things that you have set as a goal for that day, then it's a fun day, right?
Oh, for sure,
And
definitely.
productive.
Oh
You've
yeah, hands
accomplished
down.
everything you wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you follow any sports?
Sports. If I do, it's probably just the Astros and Rockets.
Oh,
Yes.
baseball for those that are not in Texas and don't know.
Yes. Baseball,
Baseball.
basketball. Love it.
Yeah, Artuve did amazing this weekend, didn't he?
Yes. It was amazing to
It
watch.
was a three runner. Man, that kid even pulled his shirt off, his jersey off to show, hey, I got no tickers here. I got nothing for
Yeah.
you to blame me for this three runner here.
Hands down.
Yeah,
But
quite exciting. I see the Astros having a great season.
oh,
I
for
hope
sure.
at least.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
very good.
definitely.
So, but you don't do any sports, do you?
No, not really. When I was younger, I did soccer, which was a lot of fun, but I kind of let that one go.
Okay, okay. Well,
Mhm.
I am going to I'm going to go say this that our kids are going to be doing soccer. They should have already been doing. I've been training them on my own time, but not enough.
Mhm.
It's more like not actually I can't call it training. It's really just playing around the kids with the
Yeah.
ball. But I want them to, I'm a big fan of like my kids showing me interest on something,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then I'll go ahead and deliver. My mom thinks it a little bit different.
Mhm.
She is more like, you know what, I'm going to give this kid everything and see what he's good at.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then so I end up doing soccer, tennis, jujitsu, taekwondo, karate.
Right. For the record, I bet you were a very busy child.
Yeah, no, basketball, handball. Did I say tennis? I did say
Yeah.
tennis, right? What else? Yeah, I think that was it. But
Oh my gosh,
uh,
so you were
but,
busy.
but it turned out that my favorite sport really is well, it's always been martial arts for the most
Yeah.
part. But I tend to get injured a whole lot every time. I start and I do really good, and then all of a sudden I get injured and I stop for 2, 3, 4 months, and then maybe I come back, and then you get busy and you don't find it where you can fit on that schedule. But I love martial arts. I do love martial arts. I've been thinking of going back to jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm far out with Taekwondo. I'm in what is it? I am in orange and white stripe in Taekwondo.
Okay.
Brano is becoming black here pretty soon, and
Oh,
on
exciting.
Jiu-Jitsu, I don't know what I was. I think it was white with black and few stripes, almost blue, something like that. Or if I got the blue, I don't remember. But I, it's wishful thinking
Yeah.
here. um, but anyways, Val, look, I'm going to tune in here to a PowerPoint, so I'm going to shift the the screen towards that. Okay, and I need to open up this here real quick and share a screen. Where is it? Here we go. And let me know. It's always good to let me know if you can see the shared screen. Can you see
I
it?
can see it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Okay, so how to become a real estate agent, and I want to do this as general as possible. I think about every state's going to have different requirements.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so because I want to stay true to at least our state, I'm going to refer to requirements of the state of Texas. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but by all means, it is going to be very similar in your state. Okay,
Yep.
the national requirements are definitely the same, but each state may be different. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so, but I'm also going to make a little joke here, and the joke is, should you become a real estate agent? Is really the question,
Valid
uh,
question.
isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, you find out later on if you did a good choice or not. Is
Okay.
that correct, Val? I
Oh,
think
for sure.
for a lot of the agents that I've met in my career, I've seen those that failed early on and gave up. I've seen those that were resilient and they were pretty successful. And I've seen the ones that have always been able to maintain a pretty steady kind of career path. They weren't really below average, but they were also not above average. And then you ask them, "Are you comfortable with that?" And they're like, "You know what? This is where I want to be."
Mm-hmm.
Because for you to be extremely successful, we're going to go over here, Val. We're surrounded by really successful
Yeah.
agents, and you know how much time consuming that is, and how much effort and money you got to put in on it. Okay,
Hands down.
so
Mm-hmm.
here's a few examples. So step number one, and I'm going to simplify in 3 steps here just to get your license, and then we're going to go into more details to how after you have a license, because I think getting the license is the easy part. Would you say?
Yes, hands down.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. So step one, it's you understand the Texas real estate commission requirements. And in short, here, in order to become a licensed real estate agent in Texas, you must be at least 18 years old. Okay. Nowhere here it says you need to have high school diploma or anything like that. It just you need to be 18 years old. Okay. So if you haven't accomplished that in your life and you don't know what path to take, this may be one for you. And again, Val, we know this to be true. There's a lot of people that worked in the oil and gas field that made really good money. They have an amazing pension plan and 401k, and they retire from that and become a real estate agent.
Yes.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And they die a real estate agent. The period, pretty
Yeah,
much,
for sure.
right? So there's good stories to be told on this, but you must complete 180 hours of required education. um, you have to find a sponsoring broker, but the sponsoring broker can be left towards the end. You don't need to have it right away. But if you are being proactive while you are, going over this information, you should already be educating yourself to towards figuring out who is the broker you're going to be working with. Okay, that's very important. Okay, submit forms and fees to a real estate commission, which would have been Texas, Florida, or any state that you're in, it will be the same. You'll be submitting forms and paying fees. Take and pass the real estate license exam. That's what everybody finds it to be the harder part, to be honest with you, because some people they know what they're good study. They can educate themselves very well, but they don't test very well. And I heard this from a lot of people. They
Yeah.
get nervous, their palms start sweating, and then then they run a blank when they're taking the task. So the good thing is that you can take this task several times. You know what I mean? I think they allow you a number of times. And different states are different from one another. So I'm not going to quote how many times you can take in taxes. Okay. I'm not going to quote that, and I'm not going to quote anywhere else. Okay. But you can retake it. It just costs you more money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so before you can start practicing as a real estate agent, you must arrange a Texas real estate broker holding an active license to sponsor you as a sales agent. So again, you have to take the minimum amount of hours required for you to be able to take the test. Okay, then you apply, and there's all the steps here we're going to go over. And then once you actually have the license, you got to have a broker. It is a license that is above your license, and he's responsible for you. Basically, when you are out there as a real estate agent, you're actually representing the brokerage and not yourself. Okay, the brokerage, and then of course holding the fiduciary duty to you, the clients, the customers that you eventually become. So you understand this, a buyer or a seller, it's actually being represented by the brokerage. You're just the assigned agent for that. Okay. So anyways, so the next step is becoming a broker after this, but let's stick to a real estate agent for now. But anyways, so 180 hours will cover principles of real estate, 30 hours. Principles real estate 2. I don't know why they 1 and 2. They could have just do 1 and do 60 hours. I mean, yeah,
You're like, we don't make it. We don't make the test. We don't
yeah,
get it.
yeah, I just want to break it down here that 1 and 2 is quite different.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Law of agency, 30 hours. Law of contracts, 30 hours. Promulgated contract forms, 30 hours. And real estate finance, 30 hours. So to become a real estate agent, you need to have at least basics of financing, at least the understanding. And I guess 30 hours classroom is enough.
It
At
gives
least
it gives you the basics.
does give you the basics, but at least to pass the test, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need.
That's what you need. Exactly. And don't be afraid. It's. I think people make they tend to overthink this
Hmm.
this amount of information here.
Oh, for sure.
And these educators out there, these institutions that are approved by your state commission, they're really good in teaching you exactly what you need to know, what's going to fall on that test, because there is a lot of information in there that you never get to use.
Yeah.
You need to know it, or at least know where to get access to that information. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And but then the educators, the teachers are going to pinpoint exactly in their materials in each one of these uh, categories. I would say, um, what do you really need to memorize or know in your core, okay, to pass the test. Okay. I'll say that the most difficult ones, I think, is the law of agency, in my opinion, although the questions are pretty hard, and there are not a whole lot of questions on the test.
Very true. Hmm.
um, the laws of contract, maybe 1 or 2 questions, not a whole lot. Real estate financing also, is not a whole lot of questions that I've came across or heard from others. But the principle of real estate, those they hammer you down quite a bit. It's probably 70% of the test.
Hmm.
Okay, that I know at least. I know whenever you're giving a test, Val, it's random, right? It's never the same for everybody, right? So they
Hmm.
change quite a bit and rotates. So when you come back for the retest, if you have to, it's going to be different. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
different. Okay.
Definitely.
But maybe we can do another episode where we educate you or train you to how to pass the test.
There you go. Oh
Is
yeah,
that
for
cool,
sure.
Val? Would you come back in if we do
Oh,
that?
definitely.
All
Yes.
right, let's do it.
I
All
can
right.
say that there's a lot of little pre-tests that help me with just kind of like pinpointing like, hey, these are some questions you may see that other people may have seen. So definitely super helpful. So I'd love to. Hmm.
Okay, fantastic. I will definitely put in mind and figure it out when we can do this again.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have more people. I always dreamed about having like a round table,
Okay.
where
Yeah.
we have
Hmm.
experts like ourselves sitting on it and we're having arguments back and forth and discussions back and forth. But could you imagine the kind of production that this would have been? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I
definitely. Yeah.
mean, I sure can't do it all by myself. I mean, we're talking about several cameras. We're talking about a camera crew.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, yeah, you know
Definitely.
where I'm
I feel
at.
like we within our office especially, I feel like we have a lot of different personalities that all of us can kind of come from different angles and perspectives and things we've all learned throughout the process. So I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah, so if anyone else in our office is listening and are interested in getting together and putting something really cool, amazing for YouTube,
Mhm.
um, uh, like a talk show, a real one with multiple people in it, everybody chip in for cameras and microphones and all that jazz. Man, I'm down, man. Let's do it. Let's do
Be
it.
fun. For sure.
Okay, so all right, so step number two here is you got to definitely plan how long it takes, okay? Because um, like for instance, if you're like letting it go of a study job, a job that you're in right now, and that's where it's your income coming from, and it's what you need to pay your bills with. It's not that smart for you to just drop that job from the get go and become a real estate agent unless you have good savings.
Oh, for
Okay,
sure.
for sure. Just because I'll say uh, it is time consuming, and you can maybe stumble and fall on having to retake the task again, and that could take more time also. And I
Hmm.
know that like through COVID, there were very limited amounts of seats available for you to take your test,
Yeah.
and people were waiting like 6 months to be able to take their test.
Yeah, I was one of those. I got kind of stuck and I couldn't find testing. I was driving all over Houston to just take my test. So I can attest to that for
You
sure.
can, there you go. So yeah, last year I took my loan origination test,
Hmm.
and I couldn't find one. It took 4 months, and then when it was a week away, they canceled it. Somebody
Oh my
had a COVID case
gosh.
in there. Yeah, and these were attempts that I was doing here in Houston. Then
Hmm.
what I did instead, sometimes this is a tip for you as well if you're listening it up. Here we have a college town called College Station, and there is a college there that a campus that that gave the test, official state test there. So what I did is I travel an hour from here, an hour and a half, and took the
Hmm.
test over there, far away, where there was less volume of people. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Sometimes it may be worth it. You go to San Antonio, go to College Station, just
Hmm.
because, I mean, maybe in Houston you couldn't find it. It can be the
Yeah.
same for you if you're in California or if you're in Florida or any other state for that matter. This may be a good trick. Okay.
Oh, for sure.
But, anyways, plan for how long it takes. So don't leave your current job just right away. Try to kind of um, try to sort of work the two together because you got to get the education on there. So it takes about 2 to 6 months to complete the 100 hours. And I mean, 6 months seems a little bit a lot,
But if
but
you
some
have a
people,
full-time job and you're trying to work this in, maybe it's the weekends. A lot of these schools host weekends. So you're kind of trying to slam it all in, in your free time. So it would make sense.
abso- absolutely, that makes sense. Makes sense. Maybe you are trying to do together, twine, and you can't just take all 108 hours in a week or two or a
Yeah.
month. You know what I mean? So again, it could take 2 to 6 months for you to actually complete the 180 hours, and it really depends whether you're doing it on site or you're doing online,
Mhm.
right? I think the on site is a lot faster, For the most part, that I know here in Texas, Champions Real Estate School is the most common one. In
Mhm.
Florida, I think it's Gold Coast Real Estate School. Um, I I don't know if after COVID you're still doing it, but they had on site 2 weeks class. You had to pass that class in two
Mm.
weeks time. You know what I mean? So hey, less than a month, you had all your 180 hours. You know, and
Yeah.
that real estate school is going to show you exactly where do you need to go to apply for the application, where to get your fingerprints. They're going to also guide you to the process after taking the 180 hours, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so 2 to 3 weeks for the track to process your application. So you have completed your 180 hours, and you filed an application with track, which is the Tax and Real Estate Commission. Could be different for your state, okay? And then you file the application. It take 2 3 weeks to kind of say, hey, you're good to go. Find a sponsor, okay? 30
Mhm.
to 60 days to establish a relationship with the broker. It could be a lot less. It could take you literally 1 week
Oh, for sure. Mhm.
or a couple of days for you to get a real estate broker. I'm sure that a lot of a lot of real estate brokers out there will take you. You know,
Mhm.
I think it falls more on you to
Mhm.
be specific to what brokerage you want to work with.
Yeah, for
Would
sure.
you say? I mean, when you're deciding to find a broker, what do you look for in a broker, Val?
I feel like you need to look for maybe a personality that you know that you feel comfortable working with for sure. Looking at what they've accomplished. So, hey, this is someone that I can definitely learn from and grow from learning from them. For example, with Alex and Mario, I loved it. They taught me so much. So, so of course, it was a
Yeah, it's
shoe
quite
in.
amazing to be with,
Oh, for sure.
especially personality wise and the
Yes.
open door concept. You know that we can always speak our minds and they're true coaches. Are very successful, so we're very fortunate to be in this team. Really.
Hands.
But hands down. But things that you want to consider right off the bat when choosing a broker to work with. I think for one is the split, but don't be so concerned about your commission split if you have value,
Hmm.
okay?
Yes.
Because you have to be able to measure value with your commission, okay?
Mhm.
Because you may run into a real estate agent, broker that will only give you a 50% split in your commission, but yet they're providing you like a ton of leads, and your closing ratio because of the training they provide you is quite amazing.
Yeah.
Then it's all worth it. You
Yeah.
have volume. 50% you know
You
is
have to
is
weigh up the
great at that
pros and
point.
cons for sure.
Yeah, if if
Mhm.
if 50% and you have a steady amount of leads and training and you have a whole lot of business you're generating through by being part of that brokerage, it beats you having 100% commission and not not being able to close one deal a year. you know
No, for sure. Yeah, I definitely think something when you said that training is really, really big when you're looking for your broker, especially if you have no real estate experience at all. We're talking about, people coming from the oil field. They may have no prior experience in real estate. So hands down, you would need that training, that hand holding or lead generation and things of that sort. So that's really big.
Yeah, and associates that are nice and willing enough to take you on their wings for a little bit, to let you shadow them a bit too as well. If you're in an environment, it's that they're just very individualized people and they're not don't have that team synergy. They're not going to be there for you when you need them. you know, so those things. And I know it's hard to know exactly from the get-go, Val, to actually identify those teams out there.
Mhm.
But I do say that it's extremely important for you to be wise to who you start with, because there are expenses that you're going to have to become a real estate agent for that brokerage. You know what I mean? You're going to have a ton of just going to say, yeah, come on in. I want you as a real estate agent. All they're looking for really is that one deal you can close a year, and they don't care about you the rest. You know what I mean? Because they have a rotation of agents anyways. You know what I mean? So if they can profit one deal from you, it's good. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want those. You don't
Mhm.
want those. And then and also be skeptical about those that offer you. Oh, we have a ton of leads for you.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Right? Right. They really don't. And if they do, they have some very bad leads that you're not going
Oh
to be able to get
yeah.
anything about it.
I have a lot of friends that got their licenses, and unfortunately, they're learning the hard way. So
They're learning.
yeah.
Exactly. That happens. Okay.
Mhm.
So look for a top team, one that's willing to show you the ropes, give you a good schedule of training, coaching. It's well established in your market area. And there, before considering any other broker. The split, one thing I got to tell you, split of commission is not that important when you have a top team behind you. It really is not. It really is not. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, here's another thing here I wanted to show. The step three is to prepare the associated costs and fees. Okay, and this is where it's the scary part for a lot of people. Some of you may not have enough money saved to become a real estate agent. Okay, so you have to kind of budget for that. You have to consider that with time. Again, don't leave your current job because you might find yourself not being able to afford the fees that are related to becoming a real estate agent. Okay, um, and I guess these fees are also important there because you don't want just anybody becoming real estate agents. You know what I mean? Honestly, and I'm going to point something out here, right in the bottom here. Do you see this?
Mhm.
This is quite interesting. You know, this, I don't know if all the states do that, but track does in Texas. The fitness determination, it's optional. You can pay $50, and they're going to figure it out whether you qualify for with honesty, trustworthiness, and integrity. Okay, and I do recommend this for those that have maybe had a criminal record, okay, or have any judgments against you. You want to go ahead and do this determination just so that you don't waste all the other fees and then come to find out that your misdemeanor or your felony 5 6 years ago that you thought it was a wash, maybe it became an issue here. It can. Okay. um, so yeah, you go ahead and think about this, okay? But understand that even if you do have criminal records, even if you have some shaky history in your past, okay, they still accept you. There are fine lines and gray areas that you can fit in. So do the determination first, okay? Um, okay, so online school. 200 to 400, $900 is the range that before I did this, Val, I went search online to kind of get acquainted to the
Okay.
fees that are going on right now. So I
Mhm.
found it as low as $200, 199, 99, 99. I hate this 99.99 thing. Then $200 is the lowest, and the highest $900. Wow. The $900 I think included a whole lot more training than just a 180-hour requirement. It will give you intro into marketing, intro into building relationships. It gives you more preparation, but not necessarily to pass the test, okay, or the required hours you need to take, okay. So the good range here, I think it would be around $395. I think is the average range where you get absolutely everything you need to be able to get your license. Okay, 395 is the average. Okay, on-site school, the same thing. I found it that the $400 is the same materials that you would have gotten online, except you have a person right in front of you, and you are in a room where others are joined, and you hear their questions,
Mhm.
They hear yours, and there's maybe more room for learning there as well. Okay. But it can go up to $4,000. Could you believe that?
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, $4,000. These are the costs that I've seen from some actual local colleges. If you
Okay.
wanted to take the classes out of college, then it would have been $4,000, somewhere in that range, from 1,000 to 4,000. I've seen.
That makes
You don't need that, guys. If you're listening up and you want to become a real estate agent, you don't need that. Go that far. To be honest
Mhm.
with you, at least you get your license. Okay. We do know that training, the more training you do in real estate, or the coaches you hire, the better for you, for your career. That's for sure. But to get the license, you don't need a whole lot. So 400 online, 400 on site is really what you should expect for that 180 hours. The testing fee is in range from $40 to $90 from some states out there. I think I'm averaging $90 in case you have to retake it. And most of us, we take at least the state, which is a lot longer than the national. The national tends to be a little bit easier to pass.
Okay.
Then the sales agent application fee for Texas is 185. Your fingerprint fee 38.25. So yep, you're gonna have to run your fingerprints and background check. Recovery fee $110, and then paper processing $20, and again optional fitness determination fee. So that's just the bulk here for you to get your license.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go to the next slide here, and we're going to together, Val, figure it out what the true cost of becoming real estate is. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Let's do it. And you're going to help me on this. Okay.
Okay.
So, our real estate agent overpaid or underpaid? What do you think, Val?
So, that's a difficult question. I don't know how to answer
Isn't
it.
it?
Okay.
Isn't, isn't it? I know it is. I know it is. I think you got to look at different people's perspective.
Yes. And it just depends. It depends on so many different circumstances, I feel like. Because at the end of the day, you're a therapist.
We're
You're
gonna go over that. Yep, we're gonna
right.
go over that. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So
absolutely.
there's just so much that goes into it to say whether or not you're underpaid or overpaid. But
Yeah, I see it. No, I think a lot of outsiders that forgive me don't understand a whole lot of being a real estate agent. Think we're overpaid.
yes. Oh,
You
I
know,
agree. Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? Or you haven't had the experience that other customers that think we're underpaid
Sure.
had. I ran into a lot of scenarios where an associate or even myself was working with an engineer. And,
Mhm.
and engineers have a tendency to be very detail oriented, very meticulous, and they're manipulatives in nature. They want to be in control of everything. You know what I mean? So, man, I've seen where the agent did do nothing, literally nothing. The, the that your client is the one that did absolutely everything. And
Mhm.
the agent just helped fill out the contract and have you sign it. That's it, and did the communication. So there are those circumstances, and then that engineer will look and see the kind of commission you made on him, and he's like, man, this guy's definitely overpaid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there are circumstances that
Mhm.
could happen,
Definitely.
and there are circumstances where we had an amazing year.
Mhm.
We sold a whole lot of homes and then we were overpaid. But then the next year we were very underpaid because we sold half of it that we did last year. That happened to me a
Sure.
couple of times,
Mhm.
you know. But anyway, so that's a very interesting question. But we're gonna go here, and I put an A here because I wanted to have the fonts here. Okay, so hold on a second. So we know that we are for application fee, we have $400 for I'm sorry, for education.
Mhm.
Okay, we are at 185 for application, 90 for testing, and let's say another $70 for the all the junks that you have in there. Okay. So look at it here. So we're at 185.
All right,
You're quicker in math
745.
than I am. Okay, maybe you're quicker, but I'm slow. I use a calculator. I'm addicted to the calculator. So right off the bat, you're looking at 745
Mhm.
just to get the license. Okay.
Mhm.
Again, this could be more depending which education route you take. Okay,
And how
or
many
how many
times you have to
tests
take
you
your
have to do.
test?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
just to get the to take the test. Okay,
Mhm.
but let's break this down a little bit. Okay. Then you became a real estate agent.
Mhm.
You have a license. Okay. Then you start with a broker. Okay. Let's say the broker does not provide you business cards right off the bat. A lot of these brokers do.
Mhm.
Let's just kind of look at the perspective here. So, marketing, the initial marketing cost, what would you say was for you, Val? What do you think?
Oof, that's hard because I was given business cards.
You were. I know
Yeah,
you
I
were.
was. So that's why it's difficult. I'm not sure. I've never had to look into pricing for it.
Okay, good. All right, so that's it. Okay, so I'm going to go on that. All right, so you're going to have an initial marketing
Uh-huh.
fee to start with of at least about $180 for business cards.
Mhm.
Okay, you're going to have let's say you have maybe polos or name tags that you want to
Mhm.
have. So name tags are not that bad. They're about $30 name tag. Okay. And then you have polos. Polos are expensive, man.
They
Oh my God.
are.
Jesus Christ. They're like $35 a piece for a nice polo. Okay. So, and if you want to clean one every day, boy, oh boy.
They add up.
Okay.
They add up a little quickly.
They add quite quickly, don't they? What else? What else do we, to get started? I mean, maybe
Sign.
if you are now a real estate agent and you're in a brokerage,
Mhm.
we can't forget that you started by paying these, but maybe you're not a listing agent yet, and you haven't bought signs, for sale or for lease,
Mhm.
because those are really can cost you a whole lot of money, right?
Oh, definitely. Mhm.
So I would say probably $400 for signs right here. Okay, just to say it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but you do need to be part of an association
Mhm.
when you become a real estate agent. Okay, so here in Texas, you are either Houston or you're in the San Antonio territory or you're in the Austin or Dallas, and each one of them have a different association, and there
Mhm.
are association fees with that. So HAR. Well, man, you know what? I forgot to look that up. What are they looking like right
I
here?
want to say it was around 111. That was,
111 per quarter, maybe.
yes. Oh, yeah, per quarter. Per quarter. Yes.
Okay, so there is an initiation fee. I'm gonna say 375. Don't quote me wrong, man. I'm so sorry. I don't quite know this by heart, but I think it's 375. The initial, okay, the initial fee, and then you have 110 per quarter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you have 110 per quarter. Okay, so I mean it's adding up.
Mhm.
It's adding up. So I would say HER will give you a free website.
Mhm.
Okay, they will give you a free website, but maybe your broker will give you a free website. But if you're considering having your own website, then you're looking about $130 a month in website right there. Okay. And that's after you got your own domain, and maybe you use GoDaddy's for that and they give you a free website. You're going to be pretty much at that range.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't recommend your individual website until you're ready to spend good money with it, because um, these IDXs, and I'm going a little technical here, are owned by HAR for the MLS feed. And if you have your independent website, it's going to be slow. It's not going to be as fast as the HAR. and you got to pay licenses to be able to access their IDX. You know what I mean? So, man, until you're ready to spend more money on yourself and do your own amazing website, hold off a little bit. Okay, hold off on that cost. But I'm going to add it there just so we know what you're spending on this here, right? Okay, so we did a Houston Association of Realtors.
Mm-hmm.
We did per quarter. Now your broker may charge you a desk fee, or being part of a team's membership, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that our office, when we were at Remax, it was like $400 a month. You know what I'm saying? Remaxes are the highest that I've seen. But they go from anywhere from $90 to maybe $500 a month that you need to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, I'm going to say here, broker um, monthly fee. I would say probably let's average it. Let's average it 250 per month. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sounds like a
Sounds
good
fair.
thing. Sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just so that you are with a broker with a license. You have your initial marketing tools you need, and the association that you're required to be in order to access the MLS. Okay, so do you think I'm missing anything?
Supras.
Ooh, okay. So now we have this box that are these boxes that are placed in your front door, and only agents can have access to that box. It's not the typical dial combination box. You literally need to have either a phone or a special device that you can purchase separately to access these boxes. I don't have one near me to show you. I wish I did. But it does cost, what was it, $50 sign up fee on it?
I think it is 50, and then you have a monthly fee.
Yeah, it was 50 to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
50 to sign up. I haven't been putting dollar amounts in here because I don't want to scare people. Oh, I had a dollar amount here. Oh, the final numbers, I'm going to put a dollar amount. Okay. So Supra is $50 initial, and then $14 per month. Yep. Right. I think that is okay. Okay. So that is your initial. You gotta have it, right? So you gotta have these. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me calculate this here real quick. Okay. Okay. Just to be a little bit dangerous. Okay. So um, 180. I'm gonna use my phone. It's gonna be better. Okay. So 180 plus 30 plus 35 plus 400 plus 130. So we're looking at 775 for marketing, initial marketing fees. Okay. We're looking at $485. Am I right? Yeah. For the HR. It feels like it's in the 500s, but I think we did pretty good here. I think we did
I
pretty good
think
with HR.
so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this number feels familiar.
Feels
Okay.
right.
But they've been doing quite a bit of a good job, and I applaud you if HR you're picking up on this video, and you're already criticizing me, which is okay. But you do a great job in keeping these fees quite the same for a long time. I don't think they have changed this for the last 8 years. They did add, however, the platinum, right? So you can add a platinum for another 149 or 179, something like that.
Yeah.
And you're a platinum agent, and you get more tools from HAR. Okay. So considering that we're in the budget here, we're not adding that just yet because you're not a platinum agent. Okay. Not yet. Just the first year. Hold on a little bit. Okay.
Slow your
Now,
roll.
yeah, slow your roll. Okay. So broker monthly 250 per month. Okay. So boy, oh boy. So that Ali, that again is a lot of money, right? So that's $3,000 a year that you need to be considering if you're not doing any closings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're paying your broker this kind of money.
Yeah.
So if you don't see yourself closing any deals anytime soon, man, you don't want a broker that's going to charge you 250 per month. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard for you. Okay. Um, Supra, 50 bucks. So 14 times 12, we're looking at 160 plus 50. So you're looking at 218. 218. Okay. With our total final number. Hold on, new slide here. Let me calculate here. Okay, so 218 plus 3,000 plus 485 plus 775 plus 745. Oh, I put the wrong number. Let me put plus 600. We'll cover it. Okay, so I'm at, man, I hope I did this right. People are gonna like saying stuff to me like, "Hey, man, you don't even know how to add with the calculator." Could you imagine that, Val?
And
Okay, so $5,223 for your first year on just becoming a real estate agent.
mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So wait a second. Wait a second. This is not even close to what you need to have in reserves. Okay. Not even close. Wow.
Yep.
I mean, there's a
This
lot of
is
things.
real estate. Yeah, this is just your license.
This
And
is just,
start up.
yeah, just so like you're in business for that year.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You're in business for the year. Okay.
Mhm.
Again, a lot of these things are deductible on your taxes. I mean,
Mhm.
it's cost of business. All of this here is a cost. It's a deductible.
Mhm.
Um, so okay, so I'm going to open a new box in here, and we're going to go over a few other things. Okay, and let's start with. I want the letters to be. Is this big enough? Maybe I don't know. Nope, that's not big enough.
Mhm.
Okay, let's make it like big. Is that big enough, Val?
I think so.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. All right. So what would you say is your average mileage driven per year?
Man, that's hard. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. If I'd known, I would have pulled everything out. Let me just say this. In the past 2 or 3 months, I've already put 5,000 to 8,000 miles on my car.
Very good. Very good. So I've talked to my accountant, and that seems quite right. I talked to my accountant the other day. What's the national average? What's the average you get? Because he deals with a lot of real estate agents.
Yeah.
What's the average of mileage people get? Well, I know my average. My average is 23,000 a year, just just driving.
Mhm.
As you get more experience, you tend to drive a little less. Okay. You have less effort to selling, right? But if you're starting, you're going to have a lot of hit and misses. You're going to be talking to a lot of customers, and you're going to be showing a lot of homes that
Yeah.
it never became business for you, because you haven't yet gotten the wholesale jinga. You know what I'm saying? You haven't got it there yet. You know what I mean? So it happens. So let's say 25,000 a year.
Mhm.
What's the price right now in Texas for gas per miles? It's what,
I paid
$2.80 maybe,
somewhere around there. Mhm.
somewhere around there. So $2.80. Okay, so that is 280 times 25,000. Am I doing this calculation right?
Let's see.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's $70,000 in just gasoline. It's got to be wrong.
Maybe I don't want to accept it. I don't want to believe it.
It's got to be wrong. Okay, hold on a second. You've driven 25,000 miles a year and you pay $2.80 per mile. Is that no? Maybe no. I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it
Yeah,
wrong.
no, no,
I'm
no.
I'm doing it wrong. Okay, I gotta figure this out. Okay, I gotta.
You
Figure
got
this
me
out.
like, wait, what?
No, 1 gallon of you got to look at it. 1 gallon of gasoline,
Hmm.
okay,
Uh-huh.
can run you several miles, right?
Very true, yes.
My truck, I can do 19 miles average in my truck, which is
Mhm.
crazy. A lot of people are looking at me and saying, "Man, what do you drive? A four-cylinder truck?"
You're like,
But I average 19 miles per gallon in
mhm.
my here. So yeah, the math is not this. Okay, let me do the right math. Hold on a second. Okay, so on my truck, I'm calculating 0.14 cents per miles driven. Okay, so 0.14 cents times 25,000. That's 3,500 bucks. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so 3,500 bucks we're talking over here. So what I did is, okay, so if my truck drives 19 miles per gallon, then I divided 19 miles by the cost of each gallon, right? And then it's 14 cents per mile. And then I'm looking at 25,000. Are you there? I think I lost Val. Did I lose everybody? Internet's still going? Hold on. It's raining out here in Houston, guys. So it's very possible that I lost her. Hold on. Okay, give me a second there. I did lose her. She probably ran out of power for some reason, or her internet went down. She will ask me to come up here pretty soon if she can get back in. I had a ton more questions for her. I hope she connects back. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Probably. Oh boy. Okay. So no questions so far. Any questions so far? Nobody. Anybody saying anything? Oh my goodness. I. Okay. So. Oh boy. Oh, you are done. Okay. Hold on a second. Am I still live? I think I am. I am live. Let me look at my system. Yeah, it's raining out here in Houston today, and I hear a lot of thunders in the background. And she went off for a little bit. I'm going to continue here in just a little bit, and I'm going to start sharing again where I was at before. Yeah, power went out. It's raining here. Okay, try connecting with your phone. Okay. All right, so I'm sharing the screen again. So $3,500 just in gas that you need to consider that's going to happen in that first year that you're going to be driving. $3,500 just in gas. And I mean, there are other things that you need to consider. The fact that every time you drive those 25,000 miles, there are several situations where you're going to stop and have a bite to eat, right? So there's going to be cost in eating. So let me calculate here. Let me see if she's trying to connect. Let me calculate here for you. So if you have, let's say there are 365 days a year, right? Let's say half of that you stop to get one bite to eat, one lunch that you had to do. Okay. Those are working days. You worked 182 days a year and you had one meal. Okay, that costs you an average nowadays from $8 to $12. So I'm just gonna say $12 because you don't eat McDonald's, right? Okay, so times $12. That's okay. So this is driving miles, and this here is meals that you had. If you worked 182 days a year, and on those 182 days, you had at least one lunch, one bite, you didn't stop for anything else, and you spent about $12 that day on things that you needed. You needed a drink, you needed a coffee, you needed to have a sandwich or something to get you going through the day. So you can have maybe a meal plan, a meal plan that you can connect. Okay. Um, that's funny. We just hit an hour. Val dropped me out in an hour. Yeah, I mean, this is good. We were successful. I have a ton more questions for you. Um, I'm going to see if she can come back. Okay, so oh my God. So what else? What else am I forgetting here? So you have your mileage, you have your meals, and maybe that year you ran into a situation where you had to change your tires, right? Or you had to do a brake job because you drove 25,000 miles on it. So I mean, those are side things that you can consider and budget for later years. But initially, we're looking at this kind of. Uh, hold on. She might be coming back here, and I don't see her. Um, all right, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. We're having some technical difficulties. We lost someone that lost power. It is raining in Houston today. So I am trying to get her back in, and I am going to, I'm on Zoom now, says waiting, but I don't have any requests for her. So let's see. I'm going to send her a new invitation. Wow, if you're listening, I'm going to send you a new invitation. Okay. And I'm going to send you via email. All right. Okay. So while she tries to get back in here, I'm going to share a screen real quick. Okay. So, anyways, back to this here, guys. If you're listening up and you want to become an agent, you're looking at somewhere of being spending about $5,223 plus 3,500 bucks plus 2,190. Okay, so that's $10,000. There you go. $10,000, $11,000 total. There's more expenses to this. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting about something. I'm pretty sure. Says here, oh, she's waiting. Start, join. Okay. Maybe something with my system. Okay. Oh, here it is. Hi, Val. Hey, got you back.
I'm back. I'm back.
I
I
am
have to be on the phone, but I'm back.
I appreciate you coming on back. Okay, we hit an hour together, and I had still a lot more questions for you. And I think the people watching this video is going to also appreciate that these questions, and and I'm so glad. I know it's raining. I can hear the thunderstorm going on in my background
Yeah,
also.
like, everything went off. So I was like, okay, I'm offline now.
I'm sure you have enough juice on your phone. I'm hoping.
Oh, good. I'm good.
You're good. Okay. So Val, anyway, so I was looking at the numbers while you're trying to get back with us, and it
Uh-huh.
looks like we're looking at about $11,000. Okay,
Okay.
as that in first year initial
Mhm.
expense, and that is if you're driven 25,000 miles. Okay,
Sure.
you're really hustling to try to get some business. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now look what I found here online. I'm going to share something with you right now. Look what I found online. Okay, there you go. Share my. Okay, so don't look at my emails, please. But anyway, average Houston agent makes 89,000 a year. That's
Okay.
average. That's not bad,
No, it's
right?
not. Oh.
Not bad. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you had $11,000. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just as initial cost.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the cost to obtain business? Did you do any other marketing? Did you do any social media? Did you
Mm-hmm.
did you go knock on doors? Did you print out a lot of flyers? What's like, for instance, I know you're the queen of open houses. Uh, you love doing it. I love when you do it too because you're so creative.
Thank
You have
you.
oh, you are absolutely you are, and you add a lot of content to your social media. Look at this, Valerie. Look at the amount of social media stuff that you put on all the time, and
Yeah.
and honestly, 99% of the agents don't do this. Okay, you have a
Mm-hmm.
ton of content. Your pictures are always beautiful. Look, you and your mother and your sister there. That's awesome. Your beautiful mother, beautiful daughter. You guys are a beautiful family. You're
Thank you.
surrounded by a lot of love. Oh, look at me over here. Ah, I'm right there. Look, I'm right there. Look at Elliot. He's the selfie pro. It's
Yeah.
Elliot, Mr. Elliot Figueroa.
Right.
But you do a lot of open houses and you put a lot of
Mm-hmm.
efforts into it. And there's cost involved with that. I mean, what's your average cost per open house?
You
You
know,
think?
I've definitely been trying to find different ways of marketing myself for open houses, which is, partnering up with lenders, partnering up with roofing companies, contractors, things of that sort, just to kind of get my stuff out and about. I've also been trying to do more of like door hangers, with, hey, I'm going to be listing your neighbor's house, or we're listing your neighbor's house down the street. We're having an open house, leave my contact there, just so I can have other ways of, hey, just so you know, like, we're going to have an open house. The streets may be busy, but here's my card if you need anything. So we have a point of contact, or maybe you have someone that's interested in this house, just so I can kind of get my face out there, one, and two, to kind of build a relationship with other people in the neighborhood who are kind of considering moving and putting their house on the market or whatnot.
Right. What do you
So
think is the cost per open house, more or less?
for open house, really not too much. Maybe about $20 at most.
Okay. Yeah, because you're buying water, you're buying cookies, and maybe you
Yeah,
already have
buy everything
pre-printed
bulk.
flyers.
Uh-huh. So,
Okay. All right.
hmm
So, all right. So you try to do at least once a weekend or every other weekend. What do
um,
you like to
uh,
do?
again, I try.
You try every other weekend at least.
Hmm.
Okay. Good. So we're looking at what 26 weeks a year that you do. You spend $20. You know,
Hmm.
the cost adds up. There is more involved in this, right? Am I live?
Hmm.
I'm still live. I'm hoping my internet are going down either, but I'm going to try to speed up a little bit because I
Sure.
feel like my internet is kind of failing a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Are you
I
there? Are
get.
you there with me?
Yes, I am. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so I'm going to
Great.
go to my additional questions here. Okay, be ready.
Okay.
Be ready. Okay, be ready.
Right.
Okay, so we have already determined here.
Speed round.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, our internet is kind of falling down. Okay, so check it out. Um, so we already determined that you have about $11,000 right up front.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you have cost of additional marketing for you to retain the business. Okay.
Mhm.
You can average about $89,000 a year. All right. So you take away, let's say 20,000 out of that. So you're averaging about $60,000 income for a real estate agent. Okay. And that could be very true for your first year if you work hard, if you do a lot of open houses, if you do a lot of marketing, a lot of self um, uh, uh, improvements, okay? And you have a good brokers behind you, all right? It's always good to have to reach out to your sphere of influence, your friends that from high school, middle school, and let them know that you're a real estate agent if you're just starting now. You kind of have an idea where you are, but there's a lot of agents that they
Mhm.
don't do much. They're lazy. They're lazy, and they're doing maybe
Mhm.
30,000 a year in income, or they're not necessarily lazy, but they haven't been lucky enough to find the right path, or they haven't been trained
Mhm.
enough to find the right path, so they're below average. Okay, but there's a lot of those out there also that are above average, guys, and those above average people are certainly making a ton of money. I say over six figures, and I gotta say, it sometimes is a tremendous amount of dedication that you got to put on to become a real estate agent, and be a real estate agent at all times. Like Val was saying earlier, we're not just a real estate agent. We are a consultant. We are a marriage counselor. We are, divorce counseling sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of things that goes on. We're doctors. We are designers. We are, you name it. There's a lot of creativity going on here. So Val, I ask you a question. So, what's one thing you wish you had known when you began your career? Val, are you with me, or did I lose you again? Okay, I think I lost him.
One thing I wish I would have known is, hear me?
Yes, I can hear better now. Yeah, my bandwidth is low, so something is going on my side.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think.
It's okay. Technical issues happen. I can always get lucky with having live stream. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so one thing I think is the difficulty of actually getting clients to trust you, especially when you're a newbie. It can be difficult for people to entrust in you to list their house or help them buy a house or things of that sort. They're not just going to come to you. It's to kind of like you have to put yourself out there more and definitely find that they don't just come to you. I mean, if you're lucky, it'll come to you, but uh, that's probably the most difficult part of that. Getting those clientele when you are new.
Right. Now we're definitely having some streaming issues. So we heard some of what you said and some we didn't. Okay. Um, um, but
Yeah,
what would you say?
frozen.
What is your biggest
I think I
failure?
lost.
Are you there? Are we with each other still or no? Oh my goodness, bad connection today. Bad connection.
Are we frozen? Are we stuck here?
Yeah, it's terrible. The rain, it's just not helping us out too much today. Hopefully, it's being recorded, and I think a lot of people we're gonna probably have to edit this and cut it short somehow. Are you there with me, Val?
Yeah. I can.
Okay, so what is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
I know.
Yeah.
I know it sounds awful, but I've been so blessed. I feel like I had the knowledge. It was about now just putting it to be stopped.
Okay. And what advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours?
I would have to say you have to put your all into it, hands down for sure. Weekends, late nights, it's a lot of dedication. So, and then at the end of the day, you have to remember that these aren't just transactions, this is families and, people are hard earned money into this. So it's about taking care of these people like they're your friends and family and actually take care of them.
Right. And that's very good to know. And what are the best resources that have helped you along the way?
Um, Aside from our team, which has been super, super helpful, I love using like my social media to kind of get myself out there, Canva, things of that sort. And I'm sure I'm like spotting it and being recorded, but yeah, those
Yeah.
are part of my little stepping stones for sure.
Okay. All right, good. And okay, so here's a cool question. Who are the three people who have been the most influential to you in your career?
uh, okay, let's see. Three have definitely been obviously. I have to say, gosh, this is hard.
It is hard.
I have to say, I have to say, mom, hands down, because she's the one who got me into real estate
Okay.
and has just, nurtured me into all of it. Hannah specifically has, since day one, taken me by the hand and taught me everything, contracts, down from the nitty gritty. She's helped me with everything, and definitely Alex and Mario. So I can't say three before, and the both guys have helped me tremendously.
Good. Fantastic.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to narrow down to three, and then you leave somebody that has also given a lot
Yeah.
to you. And
Yeah.
okay, so
No one
what is
always speaks.
right? So let me ask you, what is the one common myth about your profession or field that you want to debunk?
We are not overpaid.
We are definitely not overpaid.
No, we're not overpaid. We
Yeah.
work
No,
hard.
no, absolutely. Because I mean, it comes down to you do your own accounting, you do your
Yeah.
own marketing, you are your own
Mhm.
assistant, you know.
Yes.
You are your own
Oh
trainer,
yeah.
you are your own
Mhm.
coach,
Mhm.
and that's just in the business itself. In life, you are a mother, right? You
Mhm.
are a wife, you are a
Mhm.
housekeeper. Me too. I
Mhm.
mean, even I don't mean this in a bad way as a woman, because I'm, as a man, I am a housekeeper also, and
Okay.
I am a father. I have duties
Mhm.
in such. So yeah, we're definitely not underpaid. I agree with that 100%. So, but let me ask you a question. If you could step in
Okay.
my shoes right now, What would you
Mhm.
have asked yourself that I didn't?
Ooh, that's a hard one. If I
It
were
is a
John for a
real,
day,
real
what would
hard
I?
one. What would you ask
Let's see.
yourself?
Gosh, I don't know, John. What would I ask? What would I ask myself? I don't know. Not too sure. I have to think about that one.
Okay,
Can we
I'll let you
recap on
think
this?
I'll let
I
you
need.
think about that. So let's
I
talk
want to
about
get
here real quick. Let's talk about here real quick and how people can find you. Okay, so the listeners that are connecting to with us today, I know it's a little shaky. If they're with us, it's because they liked us so far. And I mean, we're about to end the show because I mean, this is becoming a little bit tedious to be here on this low bandwidth. It's raining in my house. It's raining in your house, so the internet is really bad right now.
Yeah.
But so how does listeners to connect with you online? With no one here.
Yeah. Social media is probably my best bet. Email. I have all my things on my social media at Val the Realtor. HT is my info, really everything, a point of contact for me. Yeah, that's probably the best point of contact for me. Facebook, Instagram.
Very good. And your
Sometimes
Val's Instagram is Val VAL the Realtor HTX for Houston, Texas. So Val the Realtor, Houston, Texas. Valerie Conchola Cruz is with us today, and it was an amazing time talking to you. And I once again love the opportunity to keep on doing this. So your support is not money that I'm looking for, is you connecting and giving us tips and giving you a thumbs up. Your criticisms is important. That's the kind of support that I want. You showing up, becoming a listener, becoming a participant of the show is the support that I'm looking for. This is obviously a show that we created out of nothing. And I want to become much bigger where we're all interacting together and sharing as much information as possible about real estate to those local or for the rest of the world. And I have one last questions for Val. Val, one last question. This one you must answer, okay? And that's before
okay.
we stop the show. Okay. If you had one single chance where the entire planet can hear you at the same time, what would you say in a single sentence?
Use me as your realtor.
Very good. Very good. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Val. Thank you so much for being part of the show today. It was amazing. You're beautiful. You're very smart, and I really appreciate your time and being here with me. And hopefully we'll get you back in again for another episode of your Real Estate Live talk show. Val, any last words?
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and I can't wait for many more.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everybody else. Until I see you again next Wednesday at noon.